Yeah, let's just start, man. NBA, what's up?
This is the blackest thing I've ever heard. Whose fire alarm is that? Is that your fire, is that your fire alarm?
Fire alarm.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it does
the
that
the
sound
beep.
in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the beep.
smoke detector. That's probably me. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I haven't changed. I haven't changed.
yeah.
I haven't changed the battery. Every time I go out the house, I forget to buy batteries, and then I come back. It's like I
Yeah,
don't leave the house that often. Like you don't know.
so
But yeah, when you said blackest thing, I'm like, wait, what?
nah, it's a smoke detector.
See,
Right,
I'm
okay,
so
man.
used to it that I ignore it. But now it's gonna be in my head now.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. You just ruined my whole night.
But yeah, okay, I guess where are we at with the NBA playoffs at the moment? Um,
Yeah,
second round? No. Oh no, almost approaching
well,
finals now.
yeah, they're about to start the first round
Yeah,
of
so
the
conference finals round
conference
starts
finals.
tonight.
Ah,
We,
tonight.
yeah, we can
We've
knock
got
off the big
Celtics
name.
against Knicks.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can.
Oh, you want to go there? Yeah, we can go there. We can go there.
We can knock
We can
off.
go
We can
there.
knock off the meaningless.
Wait, how's Cancun, Precious? Let's start there because you was the one who lost first.
Cancun is nice. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, not
Like
too bad.
you, LeBron,
LeBron
Jimmy,
as well.
all of you, man.
Yeah,
How's that been? How's that been?
we're here. What's up?
Like, have
Now you
you?
got the shitty part of the
I,
beach.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we were there a week later. It's fine. We're coming. But what do you
Imagine,
think of?
imagine getting blown out in a game 7, and then you come to the beach and you get the shittest part of the beach.
Hey, you guys
That's the
couldn't even make
fucking
it to
place
Game
to be.
7, so I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
You guys couldn't even make it to Game 7, so
Well, we did last year.
oh yeah. I mean, we're talking about this year. Let's go. Come on. How's it been from your viewpoint watching the
No way
NBA?
you're flexing losing in a game 7. That's jokes.
I know, right?
What?
Like
At
you
least
both
my game 7, we actually won it when we
He
got.
lost in the first round. He shouldn't be talking.
you both lost it. So, like,
No, we lost in the semi-finals.
Yeah, but you know, I've only been to like 2 playoffs in like.
Yeah, that's calm. That's the the Knicks heritage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, shit.
it's like
Yeah,
Anubis
it is what it is.
dunking dunking us out of the FA Cup. Tony leads to United the round afterwards.
Yeah, but the thing is, we done better than them this season. So it's not like
Standards.
they did better than
Nice.
us.
Your standards are let's beat Miami. That's great. Championship mindset. I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, we've not been there. We haven't been there for like decades.
Ooh, okay. Say that again 10 times fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. But we did better than you this season.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Just saying
So,
much,
like
yeah.
I said, how has it been watching from
It's
your
not saying
viewpoint?
much.
I mean, the fact is, in the semi-finals, you were watching, not supporting anyone, right?
Yeah, we're watching while we got the best part of the beach.
I
Welcome
mean,
to the shitty part.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We're actually progressing. We're improving as a team.
Yeah, let's see what you do with Julius Randle first.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've always been like, I've always said that we should probably trade him, get an actual star in
Understatement.
to pair up with Jalen Brunson. But the fact is, we as a
And
Knicks,
what, Paul
like,
George?
nah, not Devin Booker either. Neither of those two. Please. Neither of those two.
Oh yeah, Devin Booker. That's a good one
Nah.
actually.
Imagine
I
you
cannot
know-
have Devin Booker in New
You
York.
know who they're gonna get? They're gonna get James Harden.
No. That was like that's like 10 years too late.
Ooh.
That's
We'll probably get Embiid to be
Kevin Durant.
honest.
Ooh.
around
Nah.
crazy. Playing
I
for-
don't know. I don't think I'd like the KD at this point of it.
Actually, I think that
His
makes
career.
a lot of sense.
It does, but do we really want him? We probably need a younger star. He's kind of past it now.
Do you?
Yeah, I
To be
think.
fair, you're not gonna win anything if you've still got Thibodeau as a coach, because Durant won't last because of injuries, and Thibodeau likes to like ruin people.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, like that's
Yeah.
what really ruined us in this series, the injuries. Josh Hart, you
Has
shouldn't be
Tib-
playing every single minute of like.
Has Tibbs won any titles before?
Sorry,
No, I don't think so.
has he done what?
Has he won any titles with any teams?
Oh no, not championship, but he's been to the playoffs multiple times. I don't know if he's been to a conference finals though.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah.
think of who he's managed, but
But like,
yeah, I don't like that style
like, well,
personally.
he used to coach in I think Minnesota and Chicago as
Yeah,
well. But
Mhm.
like
yeah.
every team he's got, like he's run them into the ground.
Yeah.
Like he has
Mm.
really short rotation, which is so stupid.
I wouldn't mind having Mike D'Antoni back because he was like live and die by the three.
Yeah, that's shit because like everyone you're gonna play has got more firepower than you.
Yeah, no, but around that system, at least there's a clear kind of way of playing. I don't know with Thibodeau like what he's trying to do, but at the same time, like I said, we actually did all right. We beat obviously the Philly in the first round, and watching them games when everyone was fit besides Randall, you could see that we hustle really hard and we play really hard defense. Especially when games are close, I would give us the edge because mentally we are there. It's just can we get to that part of the fourth quarter where we're kind of like in a tied game or even game. But in this series against Indiana, we kind of blew it. We should have won at home really in the game 7, and it should have been a blowout for sure. But
Yeah,
injuries is what fucked us up really. But as a Knicks fan, like we're celebrating like getting to this point because we haven't been in this position in a long time where we are like actually competing. And I know that sounds strange to say, but if you're a losing franchise and you have been like
Tell me
like
you're
shit
losing franchise without telling me you're losing.
yeah, no, we have been shit. We've been shit for decades. But
I don't know what you're competing for, but
no, we're trying to compete for like against ourselves really. Like we're trying to better ourselves and like what do you want me to say that we don't
That's the
even
classic
qualify for the
line.
playoffs?
That's the classic
Or
line.
we lose in the first round. What do you want me to say?
Nah, that's
like-
a classic line. We wear makeup and dress up for ourselves. That's cool.
I mean, if you look at the fan base, like everyone's celebrating every time we win, and that's what we kind of want to build around. Like if we just get 1 or 2 stars in, now it looks a bit spooky for the East, really.
the thing is you're talking about like getting the fans behind you and building something and whatnot. But like you're in the biggest market probably in the NBA. Like you could just go and basically sign whoever you want or trade for whoever you want because they're all going to want to.
Why haven't we been able to do that for the last 2 or 3 decades?
Because you're owned by
I guess that's
Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah, to be fair, yeah,
we're a poorly run
but still,
franchise.
you've got the market to do it. You've got the market to do it. It's not like you're a small market team who has to like build through the draft.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that. I get that. But at the same time, when you've been losing for years, the decades,
Yeah.
you want to like rally around something. And this is the thing we're rallying behind is Jalen Brunson. Really, he's the one who's going to lead us to the promised land. He's listening Al Qaib for us. Like he is our.
Oh, don't even get me started. Do not do that. Don't get me started.
He's our Messiah. So
Stop
if we can just build around him,
Stop it.
we're good. We're good.
Stop it. He is Paul if Paul never became Muad'Dib.
Oh come on, bro. Come on, allow it. No.
That's not this. Paul was still a sick guy. Man had training and everything. He's just not the guy.
No. He is on the come up, and you just pair him with someone.
Yeah, so was Paul.
Pair him with some another star, and if we can keep some of the core players we have now, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart. I like Hartenstein as well, really good rebounder. Mitchell Robinson, like we'll be good. We'll be good, man.
Yeah,
I hear you, but don't put him at Lisan Al Gaib first.
Nah, he's gonna lead us to the
He's still
promised
Paul.
land. Watch.
He's still Paul.
No. It's
Relax.
you'll see. If we can just pair him with someone else, you'll see what I mean. Because then we've taken the East as well.
Yeah, but figure out the if first and then talk to me.
Well, like I said, we lost because of injuries, really, against Indiana.
Oh.
What can I do? What can I say?
I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on the team that's not even relevant anymore. Like, let's move on.
What the Miami Heat? All right, fair enough. Yeah, go on, Darren.
No, I mean to be fair, like if Tibbs didn't run everybody into the ground and probably use more of his rotation like properly, some of those injuries might not have happened. I don't know the severity of the injuries.
Problem with
to be
that
fair,
is that's what he's always done. So saying if Tibbs didn't do this, like, what if Tibbs wasn't the coach? Like, that's literally where it is.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. They probably need a new coach, in
He's
my
the one
opinion, anyway.
Kept Derrick Rose in the game, right? When he got injured.
Probably.
Yeah, I think he was Derek Rose's last coach in Chicago.
Oh my gosh.
But,
All right, go on. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess predictions for Celtics Pacers, because that's probably the least interesting shit.
That's a gentleman's sweep, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
5-1. No 4-1.
Everyone
As much as I hate the Celtics, they have no competition in this year. Everyone's injured or everyone's shit. Like, it's just what it is. And then when they get to the West, they're gonna get found out. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So it's Golden State in 2015.
I mean, no, that's disrespectful to Curry. Really, don't put Tatum. Don't put Tatum up there.
Is it?
Don't do it.
Every point guard they faced that year injured, all the way to the finals, and then Kyrie gets injured as well. Kevin Love is out with a dislocated shoulder. The person he's got on him is Matthew Dellavedova.
Okay.
And he still had his full roster: Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green.
Yeah, but I mean, if Tatum wins this ring, you could argue that maybe, but he hasn't done anything.
That's just what it is.
He hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put Tatum in the same convo as Curry, really, respectfully, because he's not that guy. I'm sorry, he's not that guy. Like, I've seen him bottle like.
All I'm
so
doing
many
is just putting in
times.
context. Like at 2015.
I mean, injuries are part of the game. Injuries are part of the game.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying in 2015, people
Every year there's injuries, so it's like you can make similar analogies to any other year, really.
No, but
I mean, you're going against your own argument at this point.
literally, like.
Well, I'm not. I'm saying there's injuries in every single NBA season. There's injuries.
So why does it matter that they've had a easy time in the East?
No, because I don't like them. That's why. I don't like the East. No, sorry, I don't like the Celtics. It's as simple as that. I don't respect Tatum. I don't like Jaylen Brown really because he can't. Like, have you seen him use his left hand recently? I saw he tried to make a pass and he just gave the ball to the other team. Like, they're just shit guys and they think they're all that. But like I said, when they get to the West, that's when they'll get found out, whether it's the Mavs or Minnesota.
Hey, listen, don't beg it to my conference, man. Stay over there.
So what do you mean beg it to your conference?
Stay over there, man.
You can even win your conference, so don't even try it. Don't flex Mavs.
Shang,
Don't try it.
listen, man.
I'm going with all this aggression. Like, it's
No, because I don't like the Celtics. I don't like them. So when you try to be like, oh, they're like the Warriors, no, I'm not having that. After they lost to an old Warriors team as well. Are you mad?
We could see.
No, I'm not comparing. No,
I'm comparing them in 2015, not the whole dynasty.
I know, but like they haven't won anything. They're not
Like pre KD, like
Yeah.
not,
I get that,
not after
but
KD.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying what I think it is. I'm calling it a spade.
Because they're getting Porzingis back
I don't
soon
think
as
I don't
well.
think the Celtics are that good. Honestly, that's just me.
I mean, ultimately, I agree with you. Like, and no one would hate for them to get a ring more than me. Like, I don't want to see them win because that's like validating. It's not as bad as this.
That would be
but
the
if
worst
it's-
outcome.
To me, it's like if Harden got a ring, I would physically be sick.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, even if he got to his year 20 and he was just like the 15th man on the bench, and he won a ring that way, that would still piss me off. So, so
Another reason why I'm so aggressive to it is because I know if we didn't have injuries, we would have beaten Indiana and we would have played them in the finals, and I reckon we would have beaten them. Oh, that's just my honest opinion. Like, if we didn't have any injuries.
No injuries, yeah. They're still gentlemen sweeping you.
I mean, that's your opinion. My opinion is that mentally, I don't think they're there. Like, Precious was banging on about mentality. I think if we put our defense to them, they would crumble. And we'll see next year.
I'm not gonna fight you on Indiana because they have way too many players that I think are suspect. So
Yeah, Siakam is one of your boys, isn't he?
he's so trash. But yeah, so I don't want everyone to spend too much time. I think everyone pretty much thinks. I think the Pacers will make it a little bit interesting. I see it going 6. Results ultimately.
I think 4-2, yeah.
Yeah, the result's going to be ultimately the same. So they're going to make it there. But like you said, I don't think they're winning against whoever comes out of the West. So, and that to me is a more interesting series. Although I'd say they have more of a fighting chance against Dallas than they do with
Minnesota, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if Dallas makes it to the finals, that's a toss-up series because Luka is kind of up and down. Kyrie's not been the best, so that's a bit of a toss-up. But even though I'd still take Dallas, but Wolves, I see the Wolves beating them steadily, especially because of the defense and their length as well. Which the Celtics have got length, but not the same kind of aggression. So yeah, I think the more interesting one is just who's going to win between Dallas and the Wolves, quite frankly. So
I mean, yeah, because the East is boring right now, especially with the injuries. So
the East has always been boring, man.
Yeah, I think Wolves in 5.
Wolves in 5.
Well, you're mad.
I think 6.
That's crazy.
I'll take.
Listen, I just watched 6 games of OKC Mavs, and Wolves are winning in 5. Trust me. They'll do it.
Depends, because I swear Luka
They'll do
didn't even play that well against you guys.
Because Luka is not fully fit, so that's one thing.
True.
And I can't see people like PJ Washington carry on his shooting because our game plan was to leave him open. I don't think the Timberwolves are going to do that because they've got taller defenders who can, go at Luka and Kyrie more. So and Mavs don't have an answer really for Cat and Gobert. So and then Mike Conley's Mike Conley. So
don't forget Reed as well. That guy is really good.
And Naz Reid, of course,
Naz Reid played really well.
Yeah, I like as well as I think Mavs played against us, and like as good as their defense is, I just think the T-Wolves is going to be better. It's not coming from a place of bitterness before any of you start. But one interesting thing that I did want to say actually is the one good thing about the regular season is there is enough stats to kind of not help you out in the playoffs, but like to give you a good pointer as to what teams are going to do. Because I think it's Dallas, after the trade deadline, they had like the best defense in the NBA from like that point until the end. Obviously, it's not that big of a sample size, but you've seen that in these first two series, how good their defense is. So, yeah, that's just one thing I wanted to point out.
Yeah, on paper, especially if you're going off with the Minnesota and Nuggets series, the Minnesota should win because their defense is better than the Mavs offense.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Minnesota have the mentality to stay in a game and come back from like blowouts. So they're always going to be there in every single game. Now, with that said, I did pick the Mavs to win that whole NBA as a dark horse playoffs. And I do think that when it comes to clutch times, you've got two of the best players in the NBA who probably you'd want to have the ball, and that's Kyrie and Luka. Do I feel like they're gonna let like Minnesota win this series? No, it probably will go to 7, in my opinion, and I think Mavs will probably like do it in the clutch. And don't forget, they just beat the number 1 seed in the West. Like, I don't want to like take anything away from you guys. You guys are a good team as well, and it's not easy to beat you guys in 6 games, was it? So for me,
6 games. Yeah.
I'm picking. Just because of the inexperience in the Wolves as well. This is I don't think either franchises have. No, sorry. Wolves have never won a championship, playoffs.
No.
And Luka lost last year in the Western Conference, I think, finals as well. No.
I don't think he made the playoffs last year.
No,
the year before. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Warriors series.
I feel like this is Luka's time. Is his era, and he should live up. Because if history has taught us anything, the best players in the NBA always shine when it's their time, and this is Luka's time. I'm sorry and I love like Anthony Edwards as a player, what he brings to the table. Him outside of the court as well is hilarious. If you watch all the videos with him and Kat, but just the Mavs, Luka, it's their time. It's their time really, and I'd be very surprised if they didn't like capitalize on it.
I think it's Edwards' time, to be fair. Especially if you see how
he's very young still.
Yeah, but I feel like he just has too many good pieces around him, and they all trust him as well. I mean, I feel like Luka is trusted,
how bad he was
but
in Game 7.
Yeah,
he was bad
or something.
Yeah, he was bad first half, but then third quarter he got like I think 9 of his at that point 12 points in the third quarter. And then he was getting in the rhythm, and then he shot a 3 to, I think, make it like a 1-point game or something like that.
He stole the ball as well of Murray.
Yeah, a half court, and then after that he just took over. And then it just as soon as they took the lead, it was like, no, the game's done.
That's mentality, man, right there.
Yeah, so it's like even though because Jokic had a bad shooting game, like he was shooting 12 threes. I think he made like 2 or 3 of them.
He missed his first 6 threes.
Yeah, it was like 2 of 10. I think he went.
Yeah, exactly. But like with Edwards, he kept having bad shots as well, but he was still getting people involved. He was still making good defensive plays. So I feel like whether or not he has a bad shooting game, he'll always be able to contribute like effectively. I'm not sure I can say the same about Luka and Kyrie, because especially in the OKC games when they lost, because Kyrie had 7 points, like it's like Luka didn't make up the difference, and I don't really know who else is on that team to be able to be like, they'll step up as much as the pieces around Edwards would. So I reckon
you have to remember that like you said, Jokic missed like so many threes. I didn't see Luka or Kyrie missing that many threes.
They were up 20 though. I don't see Mavericks going up.
Technically, you could argue that Jokic, up to that point when he made his first three, had a bad shooting game. I'm not saying he had a bad game, but he had a bad shooting game. And those, if he just made even a third or half of those threes that he attempted, I don't think Minnesota comes back from that.
I mean, they were up 20,
Luka's
so they
not
shouldn't
shot
have come
well
back anyway.
This playoffs.
Yeah, but he won't shoot 0 for 6 threes, right?
Hey man, he's had games like that. I think even in our series.
No, I feel like he's too clutch to.
Listen, if he keep trying to tell us that he's injured, yeah, he's going to be missing these threes. So we'll have to see.
He might recover.
Yeah, he might.
So I'm a bit torn with this series, like really, because I'm rooting for Dallas to win, just because I like Luka. I want him to be the guy.
He's so insufferable, man. he's an awful complainer.
I don't watch him enough to like for those mannerisms with the refs and all of that to like really get to me. But the thing I think where I really fell in love with him was in a bubble where he just destroyed the Clippers. Like that for me, that showed me like he had what it took, because he was, and I think it's in that series he had the back and forth with. No, actually, it was probably the one after that. Where I had the back and forth with Booker as well.
That was the season.
That was
I think that's the season Giannis won. But like I've seen Luka in like back and forth, and like he rises up to the challenge.
No, it was the season afterwards. Season Giannis won. Chris Paul got to the finals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they faced Luka in the conference finals.
Yeah, no, but it was the season after that. Because
it was when Luka knocked him out.
It wasn't in the conference finals.
Yeah, it was when Steph won.
Yeah, you're right. So like I've like it started in the bubble when he faced the Clippers, and like he pretty much did that single-handedly, beat that whole team, which people were overhyping and all of that. But it was not that he won that series; it's more his attitude during the games and like just his bravado. Like he was him.
They did lose that series though.
No, I don't think they lost that series. Did they lose that?
Yeah, because it was.
No, he's beat the Clippers.
He beat Devin Booker in that one. You know the one where he was saying about talks.
I know he beat Devin Booker, but I'm saying he beat the Clippers in one series.
Not in the bubble. The bubble, it was when.
Oh wait, the Nuggets beat them, didn't they?
Yeah,
it wasn't a bubble because it was the Nuggets. Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah. Whichever series that was, like I know he beat them.
He beat them in the the games before the playoffs actually started.
When they got to the Western Conference Finals, isn't it? The last time Luka got there.
No, I just remember that he hit like a 3 buzzer beat or something. Because I remember we were podding at the time, and then
that was bubble.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the actual series, like a 7-game series. Like Luka has beat the Clippers in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
Which is why I was confident that he would win this series, the one this year that they play with the Clippers, because I'd seen him beat them before. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say he had the bravado and the game, especially when the moment came in terms of high intensity playoff moments and all of that. So I'm kind of rooting for him on that level. But then watching the Wolves, I think my head just says they're just better.
Yeah.
Just on paper, on everything they have. Like Anthony Edwards is literally just icing on the cake for them as far as how their team runs, because I think one of you mentioned it, like he could have a bad night, but like he's not the offense of the team. Like unlike Luka, where things run through him and other stars, and where they have to do something major to contribute, that's not the case with Anthony Edwards. Like he could literally just like skate through and play defense. They don't depend on him in terms of the offense. It's mostly the attitude that he gives them. He just gives them that edge, because all of those people on those teams, like they've been in Minnesota for time, and they've all been like pussies basically, because starting with Cat and like his like weak mentality ways, and then going back to Conley, who's just a guy. Like as good as he is, he's never made like a significant difference in the NBA in terms of like impact on a roster, on a winning roster. He's not been that guy. Yeah, solid player and all of that, but again, he's just a guy. So you put someone like that, and then you have who else is on that team with him? Like people like
Gobert.
Gobert is again, yeah. So he's been in the playoffs before, nothing much to speak of. Yeah, he's got the defensive player, and everyone sort of ripping him for the DPOI and him getting cooked by Jokic. Like I thought people were overdoing all of that shit because
Yeah,
you're not getting
100%.
DPOI just because you're playing one-on-one defense. So like,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think Draymond was talking too much about him.
yeah, Draymond is he's really getting on that harder list for me. Like he's starting to get there, honestly. I used to
yeah,
like
he's very annoying.
it's little things like he never closes his mouth. Like his mouth is always
Mm.
open. Like he's just it's starting. It's really starting to annoy me.
Yeah,
I
the way he
think,
talks is annoying.
Yeah, he's
I
always
think as
annoying, but
well.
I've been trying to like ignore it just because like I don't want to hate him unnecessarily. But he's really getting on my nerves,
I
especially
think as well. Yeah, with Ant Edwards. But like you said, they have all of these players who individually they've been elsewhere and not done much, and you can question their mentality and blah blah blah. But like Ant's not come in there, and as far as I've seen, he's not been like, "I'm the leader, you guys follow me," blah blah blah. He just plays well and does it, do in that sense, and then everyone just kind of follows him.
yeah,
Like he's
yeah.
not one he's not one of those cringe people that's like, yeah, I'm the locker room leader of the team who probably like gives it to the media and stuff. He just kind of gets on with it and he's just himself. And I think that's what's good for the team and obviously good for him.
Mm.
Yeah, like that's fair. Because but I think he's actually taken an active role. I don't think the leadership position is
Yeah.
something that's passive for him. Like I think
Yeah.
he's actively like I'm the leader of the team, and that's just what it
Yeah.
is. And you can't base,
Yeah.
and this is why like his mentality is key because like they didn't have any sort of real alpha presence in that room, and I'm using alpha not as
Hmm.
like a alpha male bullshit whatever. I'm just saying like a leader of a team.
Hmm.
They didn't have that clear leader of a team, even with Cat there. Even though Cat is as good as on paper is as
Hmm.
good as anyone.
Yeah.
That's what makes it relatively easy for him to kind of assume that role, and they all just say, "Okay, cool." Like, think about it.
Yeah.
What other 22-year-old in the league is like has that level of control on the team? Like, it just doesn't happen. Even going back to NBA history, so
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I think it's a weird combination of his mentality and just the fragility of everyone else around him, but he's
Hmm.
able to empower them and not make them feel weak compared to him, if that makes sense mentally. So it's
Yeah.
not like they all know he's the guy, but like he's not standing there and being like he's not belittling them. He's using that to empower them, and so because
Yeah.
those other people have the skills, it's made the whole team better, and they don't rely
Hmm.
on him as much. So on paper, I say all of that to say I think Wolves are going to win. I'm just, but I want the Mavs to win. Now, in terms of how many games, I'm not. It's really tricky because my head is telling me to lean more with Darren in terms of like five, maybe six, but I will not be surprised if this goes seven. It's just that based on the intensity of the defense that the Wolves play,
Hmm.
I don't see them having those lapses. But the problem is, you saw them with Denver and how they had games where they just got blown out on their
Yeah,
home
that's it.
floor. So I'm like, Luca and Kyrie can definitely take advantage of those kinds of nights and drag this all the way to a game seven, and then it's a toss up. But well, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where they've either learned their lesson from the Nugget series and they just like
Yeah.
need to close things out when they're up, or we'll see if
I
that.
just think that the way that the Timberwolves are built is gonna slightly shift the NBA to get bigger again. Like I think we're gonna start to see less of like small ball and stuff
Yeah,
as
and
we probably have
it's
seen
not
as
even
in
just
the
them
next
because
couple of years.
because
Because
you've
you've
got
got
the
Denver
Knicks.
as well, obviously.
Yeah, you got
Um,
Denver, even
even
Dallas as well.
yeah,
They're
Dallas as well. Yeah, Lively and Gafford.
cool.
Celtics a little
Um,
bit.
yeah, Celtics a little bit like
Yeah,
the Lakers, obviously. Like, but I think that's going to be the problem is that the Timberwolves' best defenders are all so big and not even just tall, like length. Like Jaden McDaniels is obviously a great defender, but he's like such a tall player, and you can put him on a Kyrie and he can clamp him up. Like he's not going to get cooked like every possession like other taller like defenders might.
I mean, it's funny you say that because I thought the Lakers in the bubble were going to be the team that kind of brought back the big defenders because they were also tall and very good defenders. Like you had
Yeah,
Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, like LeBron. They're just big guys.
yeah,
But if the if teams start doing that too much, you'll start to see the small ball kind of play come back, which is like the Warriors, the Rockets, where you just have
yeah.
a lot of shooters in the team.
Because the small ball can still work. you have to it has to play so well that you can't play bigs. That's why there were some games probably in the regular season where you would see Gobert not get that many minutes, or even Valanciunas in our series, like they had to sub him out because we were cooking. Like, so there's going to be ways to counteract it, but the trouble with it is obviously you have to get it right, because if you're missing shots, they've got 2 7-footers grabbing rebounds and you don't. So
Yeah.
yeah, you have to get it perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of the series, though, like adding on from what you were saying, Precious, about the Wolves getting blown out by Nuggets, like if they lose those games against the Mavs and they let it get to Game 7, I'm picking the Mavs. Like if the Mavs get it to Game 7, I think the Mavs close them out. That's just my opinion.
In a game 7, I'll lean towards the Mavs just because of Kyrie,
Yeah,
and the strength of what he's done in finals. But I can still see it going
Kyrie's
both ways
never
because the
lost an
Wolves,
elimination game.
exactly, and the Wolves they literally just overcame that. So they have that mental fortitude, like no matter
Yeah,
how bad it looks, like we can still get this. So
Yeah.
I think on
basically this is
paper,
the perfect matchup. Like
literally, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
this should be the perfect series. Like,
I think,
as
yeah,
much
I
as I
think.
said 5, if it goes longer, like it should be a great series.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
should
I
be.
think ultimately I'll pick the Wolves just because I'll go head over heart. But
Yeah.
yeah,
You want the Mavs to win.
number of games I'm not sure that literally could go anywhere. What'd you say? So that's
You
sneaky comment.
you want the Mavs to win. That's what you said.
I want the Mavs to win, but like on paper I'll pick the Wolves.
Yeah.
Just going logically. Um, but yeah, I guess those are the NBA picks. I think Anthony, who did you choose? I don't know if you.
Yeah, I think the Wolves in 6. But I'll be surprised if the Mavericks get 3. But so if they do 3, I reckon they could win it. But I don't see them getting past 2 really. But yeah, I think Wolves and Celtics, and then yeah, I reckon Wolves will win it.
Well, if Ant makes it to the finals and then loses to the Celtics, like he will have a long way to redeem himself in my eyes because that would
Yeah,
be a black mark. That'd be crazy.
I mean, to be fair, he had to go through the Suns, I know that doesn't mean
Yeah,
much,
but if you're
but the
yeah,
Nuggets, the defending champs, and if
exactly.
you beat the Mavs as
You
well,
don't drop the ball with the Celtics at that point. Finish it.
nah. But the Celtics have had an easy run.
No,
No,
exact.
no hard
Finish it.
series.
Finish it because they should be mentally weaker than you.
No, but
Finish it.
this is where fatigue kicks in. Like you've been playing like how many game 7s? If this goes to 7, this series, and you're playing against like the top teams in the world.
Yeah,
Like
but
the Celtics are playing. Who did the Celtics play? I don't even know who they played in the first round. Oh, you guys, isn't it?
they played. They
You
played
guys,
us. They finished us in 5. Orlando. I think
Orlando, no, Cavs it was Cavs, isn't it?
it was
oh
Cavs.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cavs. Yeah,
Cavs, like, come
yeah.
on, man. Like,
And
I,
then
I
Pacers.
wouldn't like kill him if he got to the finals and didn't beat the Celtics.
No, I'm no excuses. I just can't have Celtics win. I'm sorry.
No, I don't want him to win either, but I wouldn't like use it as a way to like attack
I
Ant
would.
for that.
People are comparing you to Jordan.
I mean, he's not beating the Jordan allegations, to be
That's
fair.
what I'm saying. So if you are, then just do that. But I want to get to Darren and his like smoke with Damian Lillard. So because I don't know when we'll talk
Oh
NBA again,
yes,
right? So
Totally
yes.
forgot
You
about
know,
that.
I was just thinking to myself, I was like, what did I say to Precious the other day?
yeah,
It's annoying because obviously Giannis got injured, so
I think
we
didn't
can't
Damian
really
get
have
injured
smoke
as
for him.
well?
yeah, last
Because
game.
I know he missed a
I
game in the
think
series, or at least one game or a couple.
yeah, he played I think the majority of others. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I said it's what I expected. Um, I didn't expect obviously a Giannis injury, but
Yeah.
I didn't think they would win the East, and they didn't. So that's all I've got to say, really.
The big problem
Yeah.
I have with Lillard and this whole thing is I didn't think it'll be as what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think it'd be this as difficult to integrate him and Giannis because on paper that seems like a match made in heaven. But for whatever reason, they just struggled,
You
and
know,
I
you
don't
were
know.
right though. You were right about what you said pre-season though. You said that Giannis would average over 30, and I think I was saying he
Yeah,
would.
because like
But he
it
did,
made
I
all the
think.
sense in
So
the world. Like I just don't know why they were losing games
yeah,
because like it opens the floor for
it's defense,
Giannis.
isn't it?
Damian Lillard doesn't need to operate inside. He can take shots from the wazoo and just like go crazy. So I don't know what it is about the rest of the team that just
Maybe Giannis can't play with other superstars. Could be that.
Obviously not, because like Damian Lillard still thrived. Like their individual numbers are great. So it's not that. It's the rest of the team.
But you have to factor in the fact that they had like changes of coaches, and they didn't get the best coach either to
Yeah,
replace their one.
yeah. I
Oh
mean, as soon
yeah,
as they brought Doc Rivers in, they're finished.
Exactly.
But
So
yeah.
they're finished.
I
So
think give it another year to judge that situation, especially because of the injuries.
I hear
What
that.
with Doc Rivers?
Nah, get rid of him.
No, as in
Get rid
like
of Doc Rivers.
to judge
Okay,
Damian
cool,
Lillard
cool.
and
Oh
Giannis.
yeah, yeah. I'm still giving them time just because of injuries, of course. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, like, I didn't like in terms of them losing games. I think that's the thing that shocked me. I didn't think it would take them that much to integrate like Lillard, not between him and Giannis, but the rest of the team in terms of how they're built. Because the team is just it's a really awkward build where because Giannis can now operate more inside, you've got Brook Lopez who's having to operate more on the outside. And on paper, that should be a good thing, but then it fucks up your defense and kind of like rotations and all of those stuff. So it's a really weird one. Then you have people like Bobby Portis. He mostly plays like pretty much nothing on offense, but like on defense is inside where Brook is supposed to be and Giannis is supposed to be. And what does that look like for the rotation? Because one of those guys has to then come out. The only athletic person out of those three is Giannis. The rest of them are getting cooked by like guards and getting past them. So I don't know. It's a weird one, but yeah, I think
Mhm.
the clock is still out on Damian Lillard. But what it does do is make me rethink: did we dodge a bullet not getting Lillard? Because it's
Hmm.
another year.
Oh,
He's
I could have
getting
told you
older.
that.
Yeah, he's getting older as well. So it's a weird one. I don't, to be fair, with Miami, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like we're just whatever.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler out in God knows what we're trying to do. Who we're trying. I don't want us to get Donovan Mitchell. People are throwing that out there. I'm like, please no, because that guy is just he's useless.
Mm.
He's
What?
useless. Donovan
Nah,
Mitchell is ass, bro. I used
nah.
to
I
think
mean, he was
that
good in the
He was.
bubble.
yeah,
Yeah.
he can put up numbers, but it's one
He
of
scores a
those.
lot of points, but
Yeah,
it
like
doesn't turn into
he,
winning.
and
Like,
the thing is, and it's not even just the points. It's the intensity. Like when the games like really get going, high
Hmm.
pressure moments, he's nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be. He's had that one time in his career, and that was
to be fair, that's
the
why you have
game.
Jimmy. So that's why you have Jimmy.
No, but the but problem with Jimmy and Donovan is they play the same not the same position, but like they have similar roles in terms of ball handling and ball
Yeah,
dominance. So
yeah, yeah.
if we have Donovan there who's being ball dominant and scoring high amount of points, what does that look like for Jimmy, which he needs the ball? So and whether or not we can trade Jimmy, I
Sacrifice,
don't
innit,
know.
man? That's how you win chips.
Well, who's going to sacrifice Donovan Mitchell? If that's the case, the only reason you're here is points. So if we let you
Mm,
get the points and then Jimmy not get the points, problem with Jimmy is, yes, he can play defense, but his injuries, like what does that actually look like? And then when he actually comes in rotation,
yeah.
like we're so much slower in terms of pace on the offense. So it's one of these things where I don't know. It's just a weird. I don't know what the fuck we're doing, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, but Damian Lillard, I'm kind of like okay, glad we didn't get him, but like I'm still surprised he they had the struggles they did in Milwaukee.
Mm. Darren, did you want to talk about OKC and you guys your playoff run?
Oh, uh, yeah, it was an annoying end. I think at the start of the series, I was quite confident because obviously Mavs went to game 6 or 7 against Clippers, whereas we obviously swept Pelicans. But first issues were quite glaring. No one else really could keep up with Shea in terms of scoring. Like we didn't really have a player who was like a certified like second scorer. I think every game was pretty much different. The only game that I'd say we played really well in was the first one, and I guess game 6. But we gave a lot away defensively, and that was the only game that both Kyrie and Luca played well. Um, but I think defensively, I was impressed because we kept them to quite low scoring through the majority of the games. And obviously, Luca, hurt or not, we kept him pretty quiet for a lot of the games also. But we just need a second player to basically go along with Shea because Shea did what Shea does, averaged 32, getting 30 every game pretty much. Like I said, he needs to take more 3 pointers because all of his stuff is twos, twos, twos. But yeah, people like
Would you?
Chet, he
Would
needs.
you so that's interesting. What's your feelings on Chet? Because I looked at his
Yeah,
stat line. Man got 3 rebounds in a game
yeah.
6. Yeah, game
So
6. Three
that
rebounds is
doesn't surprise
crazy when
me.
you're like 7'5" or whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the way that they use him. Um, but what is kind of more surprising is that there would be so many games where he would be switched on to like someone who's going to be open for a shot and he wouldn't contest it. He would go back to try and get the rebound. And I'm like, if you're already there, you're 7 foot, you might as well just stick your hand out, like just do something. And then all the way up until game 6, because game 6, when Derrick Jones Jr. hit that fadeaway, he did actually contest it and he still shot it over him anyway. So,
I was gonna say, like,
um,
if you're not doing the contest and you don't get the rebound, fuck are you doing on the court?
yeah, exactly.
You're
He's just,
seven
yeah,
five or whatever.
yeah. I
Like,
think it's a mixture of him not being a great defender and us not using him as not a great defender, sorry, rebounder, and us not you put him in positions to get rebounds as well. Because a lot of the time we're getting him to guard the shooting big or the bigger player that's like on the outside, and it's like, yeah,
so
he's
would you
7 foot. We
would
might
you
as
be
well
up for
use this.
trading him to get like a second star, and who would
Oh no no no
start
no no
him?
no no. Oh no no no. That's his first season, man. We've got to let him grow into his body, get bigger, get stronger, get more play savvy. Um, Jalen Williams was good in spots, but for him and for the rest of the team, the 3 point shot just wasn't there. If you remember, I said we were the best 3 point shooting team in the league. Come to playoffs, we shot 29% in that series. So what can you do, man?
Question: would you trade Chet for KD?
No,
No,
not at all.
no,
I think about
no,
it.
no. I
Nah,
think a lot of our
One
fan base
year
want KD.
for 1 year,
A
I
lot of
think
our
about it.
nah.
a lot of our fan base want KD this year, but I don't
It
personally.
makes a
And
lot of sense though. You gotta admit.
I think if you see Czech potential the way we see it, there's no way we trade him. Like it would take a lot to trade him.
To be fair, okay, let's say not trading him, but like adding KD to the team because you guys got shit ton of picks. You can
Yeah,
trade those instead. So, but because I think KD on your team helps Shea out.
yeah,
It doesn't put pressure on because of KD's age. It doesn't put pressure on them to like have him going
mm,
forward in terms of
hmm
like roster spots because you
yeah,
can play him in the moments where you need to play him in terms of when you need offense, and then Chet's still going to develop in the
yeah,
background. KD doesn't need heavy minutes, so Chet can still have the majority of the minutes, but in those low offensive periods,
hmm
you put KD and get some instant offense and it just helps your overall
hmm
team. Plus, like KD's got his own gravity as well, which will make life easier for Shea. So I think that makes a
yeah,
lot of sense for you guys, honestly. And given the fact that you guys have got a shit ton of picks,
yeah,
then might as well. There's another theory about like you guys get drafting Bronny and then
yeah.
trading for LeBron James as well, which would be crazy.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I don't believe that one, but the KD one is basically been on our like Twitter and like our subreddit pages. Like everyone's been talking about how we can get him there and whatnot. And I still obviously hold bitterness towards him. So I
Really?
personally wouldn't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still do,
Because
man. It
yeah,
still
because he
hurts.
said recently like his favorite place to play in his whole career and his
Yeah,
happiest time was in OKC.
yeah. I think it makes more sense for him than it makes sense for us because I think for him it would be a place for him to have like a certified kind of home or like place to end it. But
Yeah.
then also, I think we'd be the most likely of all of the teams to probably retire his jersey. Like I feel like the Warriors would, but I kind of think maybe not based on the
No,
way it
no one
ended.
would take it seriously if they did.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Based on the way it ended as well.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like if he comes back to us and helps us with anything, he's a good player, obviously. But for me, it's the age as well. Like
Mhm.
we would need to hope that he ages like LeBron,
I don't even think
as
you need
opposed
all of
to
that in terms
like
of time.
Chris
Like I
Paul or
think
someone like that.
I don't even think you need him for a long time because you guys are in championship now, just based on like no
Yeah,
one expected you guys to get to the playoffs and make a deep run. So if you guys are that ready now, adding KD just makes it like okay, we're taking advantage of what we like because you never know when that window is going to close. Or
If KD was to join, is it like a free agency kind of thing, or do you have to trade to get him?
I think you'd have to trade him at this point. I don't think his deal with Phoenix is finished, but I might be wrong.
Because you don't want to like destroy your core group just to get KD. That's for sure. I know you got picks and stuff, but
I
you want to keep
think,
your core group.
but I think based on the contract he has, I think if we traded like say Giddy,
Yeah,
Dort,
you can
and
get rid
like
of Giddy.
5 first rounders, like it would work money wise, and I think he's only got enough left before we would have to extend Chet and Jalen Williams anyway. So I think it works. I think roster wise and like contract wise, um, it's just yeah, whether or not we think he'd be good for the time that we'd need him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Especially with
Yeah,
the way from game one as well. When I was watching you guys play OKC, I thought like SGA could just get to the basket at will. So if you
yeah.
have the option of Jalen Williams and KD to kick it out to,
Mm-hmm.
like that would significantly improve your team.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
think what the playoffs
as
showed as
much as
well is
Jalen
that
Williams is good, but
Jalen's probably not ready at the moment to be the
yeah,
secondary scorer.
that's it.
So yeah, I agree with it in that sense. But yeah, just as a team, we just needed to shoot better because defensively, like I said, we played really well. Like Lou Dort played Luka, I think, as well as he could have. As much as people said he was playing dirty or whatever, like it's playoff basketball, man. Fouls happen.
Mm.
But yeah, the team just needed to shoot better. It was just you can't have guys going 1 for 7 like in the playoffs, man. It just yeah, can't happen.
Cool.
So predictions: if the Wolves get to the finals, are we all picking the Wolves to beat the Celtics?
Yeah.
I'm picking that in 6.
We can safely say that, right? But if the Mavs get to the finals, I think that's where it gets a bit like more even in terms of who comes out on top.
I think Mavs in 7 if that was the case.
I'll still say Mavs in 6 for
So
me.
Celtics aren't winning it for you guys at all.
No.
I don't think
So
so.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
they're the favorites.
If
yeah, they
Porzingis
are,
comes
but
back and
like,
looks great, then maybe I'll change it. But or maybe I'll have to rethink it. But yeah, as of right now, if Mavs got there, I'd say Mavs in 7.
Celtics are overwhelmingly favorites
yeah,
Mm.
I
to
think
win
they're like,
everything.
yeah, fair enough.
Oh, and Timberwolves are
They
favorites to
should
win
be.
the
They got
series.
64 wins and they've only lost like 3 games. They should be overwhelming favorites.
I hate that, man. I hate the idea of that happening.
So, I guess I don't know if there's any other NBA topics, but I think we've pretty much touched on the main ones. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, I think that's pretty much that. Um,